Have you ever heard of floating villages in the middle of the ocean where people live and work separately from the mainland? Boats swaying in the waves, laughter and secrets kept for centuries. Is there anything hidden behind those mysterious stories? These are not only stories about the ocean, but also about life with countless mysteries. Let's explore this journey with me to learn about a world that you may have never heard of before. Don't forget to leave your feelings when you finish this story. Part 1. Floating boats in the middle of the ocean. A different world. The vast ocean has always been a challenging place for humans. We are always attracted by the big waves and the endless vastness of the ocean. But do you know that, right on those waves, there exists another world, a community living on floating boats in the middle of the ocean? These places don't appear on maps, and even Google Maps can't pinpoint exactly where they are. Yet the people who live there have been there for a long time, and they have their own secrets. The question is, why did they choose to live in the middle of the ocean instead of on land? And why is their life shrouded in mystery? The answer lies not only in their desire to stay away from the chaos of land, but also in a long-standing tradition. These communities believe that the sea is a place of protection from the disasters, wars, and oppression they have experienced. The ocean is the last free land, where no human laws can govern them. But is there something deeper? Legend has it that the people on these boats discovered a special resource, or an ancient secret under the sea, which they decided to keep secret from the rest of the world. What they are hiding is not just a different life, but perhaps some kind of power related to both life and death, or even immortality. Part 2. The mysterious community on the sea. The story of these floating villages dates back to ancient times. It is said that many generations ago, a small group of indigenous people decided to leave the mainland to escape the constant wars. They built boats, took their families and possessions, and drifted out into the vast ocean, never to return. At first, there were only a few small families, but over time, the number of people living on the sea increased. They gradually formed their own community, self-sufficient amidst the fierce waves. Their boats are unlike any you have ever seen. They are designed to withstand harsh weather and strong winds. These boats are connected to each other, forming a complex network where people can move from boat to boat with ease. They live, trade, and even celebrate festivals on these boats. But the strangest thing is that they always avoid contact with outsiders, making their stories even more mysterious. To understand this community, you have to forget all the concepts of life that you know. Here, the people live completely differently. They have no fixed houses, no streets, no modern conveniences such as electricity or internet. Everything takes place on the boats, from family life, trading, to religious ceremonies. The sea community is not a disorganized society. On the contrary, they have their own rules and regulations, strict and close-knit like a big family. Each boat has a role to play in the community. There are boats that fish, boats that trade with foreign ships, and boats that educate children. Their survival depends on everyone working together and supporting each other. Their festivals, rituals, and religions are all performed on boats, with the sea as their witness. Myths about the ocean, their guardian deities, have become part of everyday life. They even believe that the sea has a spirit, and that if anyone betrays the sea, they will meet with unimaginable disaster. Part 3. Daily life in the ocean. Unlike life on land, life at sea is always changing with the waves. Everything here must adapt to the harsh weather. From the way they grow crops, raise livestock to their daily activities, everything must be connected to the sea. They even developed special farming methods, using seawater to grow salt-tolerant plants. The people on these floating boats are not only self-sufficient in food, but also have traditional occupations related to the sea. They fish, cultivate aquatic products, and trade with passing ships. However, the strange thing is that although many merchant ships have tried to approach this community to exchange goods, they always keep their distance and only trade when absolutely necessary. Life on a boat is not as simple as living on land. From daily activities to feeding themselves, everything must adapt to the rhythm of the sea. The people here have to get used to rough waves, strong winds, and absolute isolation in the middle of the ocean. Each family on the boat must provide their own food and water. Fish is the main source of food, but they also know how to use seawater through rudimentary filtration systems for drinking. Plants and livestock on the sea are unimaginable, but they have developed unique hydroponic systems on floating rafts, allowing them to grow vegetables in saltwater conditions. Life is not just about survival. These people also have art, music, and long-standing traditions. Every night when the sun sets, the sounds of drums and strings echo out over the sea, blending with the sound of the waves, creating a magical space. Children are taught in special ways without modern schools through storytelling, singing, and learning traditional crafts. But there is no denying that this life is challenging and dangerous. Unexpected storms can sweep away entire communities, and the ocean can change in the blink of an eye, turning from friend to foe. However, they still choose the sea because that is where they feel absolutely free, not bound by modern society or the pressures of the mainland. Part 4. Secrets of the Sea. The stories about life on floating boats do not stop at living or trading. Many explorers have found ways to get close to these floating boats and witnessed strange phenomena. There are stories that at night, when the sky is pitch black, mysterious blue lights appear around the boats, as if something hidden at the bottom of the sea is rising. The people on the boats often tell stories about mysterious sea creatures, giant monsters living deep in the ocean, and sudden storms that appear to punish those who invade their territory. Some people believe that the people living on the boats have discovered an ancient secret, a priceless treasure under the ocean, and they are willing to protect it at all costs. It is hypothesized that they have discovered a special resource that not only provides energy, but also has the ability to prolong life, causing the people here to live much longer than normal people. Many people have tried to explore and approach these boat communities, but most have been rejected. There is something strange going on, phenomena that science has difficulty explaining. Explorers have recorded bright blue lights appearing around the boats at night, as if there is some mysterious force existing under the water. There are also stories of strange, giant creatures living deep under the sea that the people on the boats have seen. They tell of giant fish, or even half-human, half-fish creatures that only the chosen people can see. These stories are not just superstitions, but have become an indispensable part of their culture. Some believe that these communities have discovered a resource or power at the bottom of the sea, and they are protecting it from the outside world. They believe that the strange lights and phenomena are signs of a lost civilization or a priceless treasure waiting to be found. Part 5. The Lost People. The story does not stop at mysterious lights or strange creatures. Many people say that there have been many explorers, scientists, and crew members who have disappeared while trying to explore the sea where these floating boats are. They set out with the hope of solving the mysteries, but then no one has seen them return. Rescue boats have also been unable to find any trace. This makes the story of floating boats in the middle of the sea more mysterious than ever. People on the boats often talk to each other about an ancient curse. The curse says that anyone who tries to enter their community will face the wrath of the ocean, and only the chosen will survive these journeys. These rumors make people even more afraid and curious. Many explorers, scientists, and sailors have disappeared while trying to approach or explore these floating communities. Some set out in hopes of finding the secret, but never returned. Rescue boats were sent out to search, but no trace was found. This has raised the fear of a curse of the sea, that anyone who tries to invade the territory of the people on the boat will face death. The people on the boat believe that the sea has its own rules, and those who break them will pay the price. Perhaps that is why they always keep their distance from the outside world, protecting their secrets by all means. And for this very reason, stories of disappearances and strange things surrounding floating boats will forever remain an unsolved mystery. Part 6. Fact or Myth? Despite the many stories told, the truth about these floating boat communities remains a mystery. Are they really hiding a terrible secret? Or are they all just legends woven over the centuries? Scientists are still trying to find ways to approach and research life on floating boats, but collecting information is extremely difficult because of the secrecy of this community. Some people believe that this community may simply be people who prefer to live in isolation, not wanting to contact the outside world. They live a simple, self-sufficient life and do not need to face the stresses of the modern world. But no matter what, life on floating boats in the middle of the sea is always a big mystery to all of us. The journey of discovery about floating boats in the middle of the sea has taken us through thrilling and mysterious stories. Whether fact or legend, the lives of the people here are still full of attraction and mystery to the outside world. What do you think about these stories? Share your feelings and thoughts about life on the vast ocean. And if you have the chance, would you dare to set foot on these floating boats to discover the truth?